Hi everyone, I'm Manoj Khandelwal and welcome to Uncodemy, India's number 1 IT ट्रेनिंग कंपनी। और पिछले वीडियो में हमने टेक्स्ट फाइल, CSV फाइल और एक्सेल फाइल को इंपोर्ट करना सीखा। आज के वीडियो में हम डेटाबेस से फाइल कैसे इंपोर्ट करेंगे वो सीखेंगे। ये सारी चीज़ें हम पिछले वीडियो में ऑलरेडी कवर कर चुके हैं, जैसे कि इंपोर्टिंग डेटा फ्रॉम CSV फाइल, importing data from text file, importing data from Excel file, and today's topic is importing data from MySQL database file. सबसे पहले हमें अपना MySQL workbench ओपन करना है. So we have to type in MySQL workbench in Windows search bar and just hit enter. And our MySQL workbench will be opened. We have to open the local instance, and we have to check whether we have this data in MySQL or not. So I have already created a database by the name data science db, and I have already imported this file healthcare underscore by the name healthcare underscore dataset, and we can check whether we are importing the same data or not. So what I'm doing is I'm executing this SQL command. So just execute this SQL command, and you can see the result here, and the result is the same data file which we have already imported through text, through CSV, through Excel formats. So now we have to import this SQL table into a pandas data frame. So coming back to our Jupyter notebook. So basically there are two methods. The first method we can use to import MySQL table into pandas data frame is using MySQL with MySQL connector. सबसे पहले हमें MySQL कनेक्टर को इंस्टॉल करना पड़ेगा। आपको चेक करना है कि आपके पास MySQL कनेक्टर है या नहीं है। आप कैसे चेक कर सकते हो? जस्ट import. Importing MySQL dot connector. Import MySQL dot connector and execute this command. If this command is getting executed successfully, it means if you are not getting any errors, it means you have MySQL.connector. And if you are having any error by the name module not found error, so what you can do is you can install MySQL connector using this command. And the command is what? The command is pip install mysql connector python. So I'm running this command and execute this command. Okay, hyphen is important in Jupyter notebook, and now the command is executing. So because I have already installed it, so I am getting this message, requirement already satisfied. But if you will be installing this first time, you will be getting a message like MySQL connector Python installed successfully. So moving on to the next step. So I have imported MySQL dot connector. Now what we have to do is we have to create a connection object. Say the name of the connection object is connection underscore db, and we have to call MySQL first, then connector, and here we'll get a method called as connect method, and we have to use this connect method. In this connect method we have to provide 4 arguments, and the first argument here is the host name, host name is localhost. Then we have to specify the second argument, that is user, and the user is root. The third argument is password, and you have to type in your own password. I am typing my password, that is test123, and we have to connect with which database. So you can check out your database name. The database name is, for me, database name is data science DB. You have to check with your own database name. So database is data science DB. This is the name of database. And you have to check whether you'll be connecting with MySQL successfully or not using an if construct. So if connection DB, then I want to print a message that connected with MySQL successfully. And if there is an error, then I want to print a message like this. Say print some error occurred. And execute this particular command. As you can see, I'm getting a message connected with MySQL successfully. So I have connected with MySQL and there is no error. So I'll move further. The next step is I have to import pandas library. So import pandas as PD. And then we have to specify our data frame name, that is df. So inside pandas, I'll be using a method read underscore SQL query. And this method will require two arguments. The first argument is the SQL query and the second argument is connection object. So SQL query is like this. So this is the SQL query I can use. So select all from table name. Say select star from healthcare underscore dataset, which is my table name, and that is present in my MySQL server in a database data science DB, and the connection object is connection underscore DB. And we can preview the data using head function. You can see my data frame has created. So I have successfully imported one of my tables from my SQL database, and this is my data, and I can see my data is correctly imported. There is no problem. So this is how do we import data from MySQL database. But as you can see, there is a warning, and the warning is this is a user warning. Pandas only supports SQL Alchemy connectable or database string URI or SQLite 3. Because I have used MySQL connector, so I'm getting this user error. If I'll be using SQL Alchemy, then means it is saying that SQL Alchemy is a better way to import tables from MySQL. अगर आप चाहते हैं कि हम एसक्यूएल एल्केमी को यूज़ करके भी माई से डेटा को इंपोर्ट करना आपको सिखाएं, तो इसके लिए आपको कमेंट में आपको अपनी क्वेरी टाइप करनी होगी, और अगर हमें बहुत ज़्यादा रिक्वेस्ट मिलेंगी तभी हम इसके लिए इस सीरीज़ के अंदर एक नया वीडियो ऐड करेंगे. So we are moving on to the next particular step, or what is that? How do we read from a website? हम AWS और Azure से भी इंपोर्ट करना सीखेंगे, लेकिन वो हम किसी वेबसाइट से इंपोर्ट करने के बाद. सो अभी हम जो डेटा फाइल ले रहे हैं वो कहाँ पे है? दैट इज़ अवेलेबल ऑन अ URL और ऑन अ वेबसाइट. सो इंपोर्टिंग CSV file from a website or a URL, and this is the URL I want to use. So what you do is you can check it, what kind of data is there in this website. So just copy and paste, and you can see this is the data, and this is very famous data. Name of the data set is Titanic. So now we will import this Titanic data, which is in a CSV format, from a website. So this is my URL, or this is my website name. Now we have to specify the data frame object df. So pd dot, since the format is CSV itself, so I'll be using read underscore CSV method again, and I have to specify my website name or the URL name, which is the URL itself, and we can preview the data using head function. And you can see we have successfully imported data from a website or a URL also. So thank you very much. अब हमारे पास जो स्टेप आएगा, that is our second step in the process, and the second step in the process is this. So we have done with obtain data, and the second step in the process is scrub or scrubbing data. So second step हम अगले या next वीडियो में हम कवर करेंगे. Thank you very much.
For free career counseling or demo sessions, call or WhatsApp on this number.